Tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Dropping knowledge in the studio, you already know.
Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio, the most undisputed podcast in Dade County. I'm with my numero uno, my brother from another mother, who I will go get a ghost gun to murder and then fly here to Haiti. My main man,
Ronnie Ron, what's happening, my man? Prince Hakeem.
Was good, family. Was good. They know they can't mess with us.
No, they cannot.
We back at it.
We back at it. This is like one of the hardest podcasts right now as we speak. People are listening in. You got people listening in Dubai, bro. When you in Dubai, I was like, what?
Dubai, Dubai. Ghana. Shout out to Ghana. Germany. Germany was on the map. Germany has been very consistent. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of the Germans mess with us, Ron. They love us, Ron. They love us, Ron. They love us in Germany. New York, Massachusetts. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to think before we get into. Okay, let me give it to you. United States, Germany, France, India, United Kingdom, Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Nepal, New Zealand, Peru, Poland, and Sweden.
Wow, that's crazy. Look at those I tell people, man, that we got to put in the work because now we like literally international, baby.
We are international, and people, when you listen to Chaos Culture Radio, spread it because all we give is lessons of life.
Preach.
We're not here to play with none of y'all. We give lessons of life. Me and Ron been through this. We have a certain skill set to help you get to where you need to go.
Yeah, and not only that, but this topic here today is very interesting because the topic we're gonna talk about today is like it really touched home because like it shows you the value of yourself.
Yes,
and to not like allow somebody to depend on somebody, but you have to know the value within yourself. And you're the one that came up with this topic, so I want you to speak.
Honestly, I dedicate this topic and to all the people in the world who's been hurt. Who's been abused, who's been manipulated, misused, and who have Stockholm syndrome, who want the people who hurt them to stay. Stop begging people to stay in your life when they don't do right by you.
Preach.
Lord Jesus.
Preach. That's
and I'm only speaking from experience because I've been hurt before. I've been used. I've been manipulated. I've been lied to. I have family members who went through this. And the same common ground, and this is why you need a support system, a tribe who's not going to judge you, who's not going to judge you for the mistakes you've made from choosing the wrong person to be around you. People, it is not your fault when somebody do you dirty. First off, I want you to put that in your mind. Secondly is you need to go back into the mind frame to know what is your worth. Third is go back to the people who love you, who cares about you. Because typically there's always somebody in the background who's watching you getting hurt and telling you, hey, you don't deserve this. You need to listen to them. And they're going to tell you, hey, you don't need that person there. And you don't need to stop begging that person to be in your life. Because, you know what I mean? We have this issue, especially in our community, Ron, and I want you to touch on this, how the people who do us the dirtiest is the ones that we keep the closest.
Yeah, I want to tell you too. I was literally going to ask you a question. Like, how do you deal with someone that feel like they're not really being loved by someone they feel like they're close to?
You need to go around the ones who do love you. Everybody who doesn't be loved around the ones they're close to, there's always somebody else that loves them. They just don't give those people a chance to fully love them. If your family doesn't love you, 9 out of 10 times they probably have 1 or 2 friends who really rock out with them. You take them as family, incorporate them in your routine, and blow up. You got people who leave their family and go move in with their friends and live a good life. Family is just a word. Friends is just a word. It becomes actionary when there's action put behind it. You know what I'm trying to say? You, my family, you always check up on me. You always check up on me. You and I'm your family. When something was going down, we showed up for you and your family. That's an actionary thing. I'm not just doing a podcast with somebody I just met yesterday. I know this man damn near 25 years.
Oh yeah, all my life, yeah.
All your life. You know me most of my life. Mind you, you've been friends and been actually the best things to my cousins since sliced bread. They spoke that up. Listen, they won't say that in your face, but they said that to me.
Yeah. They like my bro. They like my brother. Literally another mother, bro.
From another mother.
Live and die.
You know what I mean? Compared to other people who never treated them right. For a fact is, let's be honest, I don't want to put their business out there like that because I love them. You know, they might not listen to this anyway. You feel me? But here's the thing. When my cousins were being bullied and picked on, you and your brothers embraced them and brought them in as family. Your mom, your dad, Donald, all these people took them in as family. They used to say they used to be at your house every single day.
Yeah, man. Them boys used to eat, sleep, take a dump,
sleep,
you name it.
Take a shower. Like, listen, not everybody's letting you do that in their house.
Hell no.
So the point is that always people who are your family, the point is we need to bring them closer. And this is why I say that hopefully they can get their mind right to want to be more involved in the activities y'all be having to say, hey, because to be honest with you, I'm not saying they don't have real family, but when I look at the actionary things that been done over time, y'all showed to be family to him. So, you know what I mean? So they don't need to beg other people to be family members when they got real homies who actually want them to be around.
So what about the people that have like homies, they are around them, but they feel like they're not being like family? You tell them to remove themselves, but what happens if they have a hard time doing so?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. It is kind of hard to remove people who's been there since day one. I can understand that. I had a couple friends who I've been friends with for years, and the guys I used to run the street with, I had to make a conscious decision to remove myself so I can flourish and be around the people who actually had who cared about me a little bit more. Not saying that these other people didn't care about me, but you know, you want to be people who want to be around you to see you grow. So sometimes you got to make that sacrifice. You got to make that sacrifice and understanding that letting go is the best thing to do and allowing yourself to be around people who will help you flourish and who will help you build whatever empire you're trying to build. You feel me? You know what I mean? I couldn't have done this podcast without having a person like you who's seen my vision and say, hey, I could do this with you. And you've been Scottie Pippen to Jordan or to Phil Jackson. You feel what I'm trying to say? You know what I mean? It's just a fact of the matter is, I'm not going to say this. You know what I mean? I've been able to accelerate work. So this is saying I don't need other family members when I already got enough who care about me, who want to see me grow. You want to see me grow. You always give me positive affirmations. Your brother, ironically, hits me up clockwise. Hey, brother, how you doing? I'm just checking on you.
Exactly.
And be like, hey, I like what you're doing. Let's do this. We don't hate on each other. We congratulate, because the thing about it is, these are the people who are doing right by us. Even, you know what I mean? And this is what we have to, you got to let go of the people who doesn't meet your expectations. And funny enough, Ray talked about this on that episode we did with him.
Yeah, he did. You know what I mean? He said surround yourself with good. He said surround yourself with good people that's going to take care of you. And that's the thing. That's one of the issues in our community, especially in the Black community. We don't surround ourselves with people that's going to look out for us.
No, we don't. And
we surround ourselves with someone that don't like us, our enemies who really don't like us, and we hang with them the whole time.
Oh my God!
So if danger comes or you get into a fight or shootout or anything, they're gone.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy because I want to say R.I.P. to one of your friends who had just passed recently. I think about him, and I think about where was his friends at when he was at the club and somebody took his life.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like who was around him who had protected him? You have to surround yourself around people who going to do right by you. You know what I mean? And I say do right by.
The problem is with our community, we mostly race loyal.
We are
for people that look like us, talk like us, and walk like us.
That is true. Whoa, you dropping the gem there. A lot of people are race loyal. It is hard for us to trust people outside of our race. You know what I mean? And we tend to keep the people in our race. And usually, I'm going to say something, and this might not, a lot of people like this. There's a lot of people in our own communities that are backstabbing, crab in a barrel type people.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm trying to say? They talk a good game, and they make it very difficult for us to reach to the top because a lot of people are not supportive. This is why I say, Ron, Find somebody to do right by you, not who loves you. You listen. There's a key phrase to that. 2019, I said love, but right now do right by you. Because here's the thing: there's somebody who can love you and do you dirty.
Facts. The whole people got to really look at the definition of love. That's facts.
Yeah.
Yes.
People look at the definition of love. So find somebody who's going to do right by you. Here's the funny thing: your enemy can do right by you. The boss that you hate can do right by you. Because you want to know why? If you at work,
I said, go in.
I'm about to go in. If you at work and you and your boss don't like each other, but he knows you're a good worker, he can't fire you. He needs you to be there. You are just arguing. He makes sure your check get paid every week, but he know he can't stand your butt.
Preach.
I done had bosses who did not like me, but made sure my check was there. I say, this is an ally. But the funny thing about it, he did right by me. I had friends who I knew 20 years who I worked with would snitch and get me out the door. So that's what I'm saying. And this is the same thing goes for people in your family. You find people in your family who's going to do right by you. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. Your dog loves you. But as soon as you push it, it might bite you. So do right by people. Do right by people, and they'll do right by you, so you won't have to beg anybody to stay in your life. And this potentially go for women too. Women has a tendency of, and I don't know if it's emotional thing. You know, women are emotional creatures.
Yeah,
they're nurturers. They're the easy ones. We live in a very messed up world, let's be one. And we know men have an advantage of a lot of things. So women get battered and bruised, but they tend to love the people who battered and bruised them.
Yeah.
You know that.
I was hearing one story about a woman that was raped. She was like, because everybody said, why you kept going back to the rape victim?
Yeah.
The person that's raping you.
Yeah,
and
great.
Like, because he keeps saying, I love you.
Yeah.
And you hear that? I know you hear that all the time. You be like, and your mind be like, what?
Yeah, I do hear that all the time. And it's a funny story because I'm also put another story, and I'm trying to remember on who said this. I think it was my homeboy that said this, where to accompany, there's even people, prominent people who's manhandle people so much that the person actually be waiting to get manhandled the next time. They'll start to enjoy it.
They start to preach.
You know what I'm saying? So So you got to stay away from these people and learn to find people who's going to do right by you, so you won't have to be in a situation where you're begging people to stay in your life. You're just going to act like you're just going to be a person with Stockholm syndrome. If you don't know what that means.
And I remember you told me a story too when you say you was dating somebody. They were like, I want you to manhandle me. You like, I don't manhandle women.
That is true. That is true. I did date somebody and they wanted me to manhandle her, degrade her. And I told her, I said, I wasn't raised like that. I got a mom, I got sisters. Exactly. So it messed me up mentally, Ron.
Wow.
It messed me up mentally because I didn't know somebody who enjoyed to be degraded.
That when they say that means that they love you because they are fascinated by your manhandling. They love it.
Which is bad though. What did you go through to love that? Listen, a lot of the OnlyFans and Instagram girls who get flown out to Dubai, the guys there are actually taking a squat and defecating in these girls.
Yeah. And they love it.
Yeah, and they're loving it. 10, 16,000, 50,000 to defecate in your mouth. Defecate in your mouth. Defecate on your stomach. They're running trains on these girls out in these you know what I mean? And these are all alleged. These are all just Hollywood rumors that I'm saying. I'm not saying it is, but you hear these stories of girls flying out, getting manhandled, and you say, what happened to you in your childhood when somebody where you can allow somebody to defecate in your mouth?
Yeah.
Take a two-piece in your mouth. Did somebody panty rape you?
Wow.
Good point. For real. So a lot of people need counseling, man. There's a lot of people need counseling. A lot of people need therapy. Therapy is the best thing smoking for 2020. And here's the thing. Anybody who's suicidal, hit the suicide hotline. You know what I mean? Because we love y'all and we don't want nothing to happen to y'all. We support talking to people. That's why we make these podcast episodes to tell you people, Ron, We know people who has off themselves, right? Turned their TV off for the lack of love. Check on your people. Check on your people. And,
yes, sir.
That's really it.
Especially the men. Especially the men.
Woo.
I want to especially because we always checking on the women. We gotta check up on the man.
That is true.
We gotta check up on the man. There's a lot of men dealing with mental illness. I don't know you know a guy named Young Pharaoh. Very well known. He's dealing with mental illness right now. Like they say, he's losing his mind because that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta check up on the man. Man, like you always tell me, Hakeem, too. Man has feelings too.
They do. We're human. Not all of us are Superman.
We're not Superman. We have weak moments. You know what I'm saying? Especially as brothers, we got to check up on each other. I would say you to me, it's perfect. You ended perfectly, you know. And I know this podcast here was very deep, you know. And the other thing I want people to understand about this platform, that's why I love to be on this platform. This platform is just not about having fun, rebuking women, and talking trap and this and no. It's like a teachable moment.
Very, very much.
Even when I go back and listen to myself and listen to you talk, I'll be like, damn, he said that? Because it's like a really teachable moment. You learn something. And to me, I think that's what podcasts got to be about. You go in there, you learn something. It's not about drama. It's not about the goofiness.
None.
It's about learning something.
Preach,
and I think that's why people love this podcast. A lot of people are like, yo, when y'all coming back? Because they love it. Because it's like, it teach people.
No, it doesn't.
It's helping people, man.
It doesn't. You know what I mean? And you know, the thing is, we're not at the level yet where we start doing coachings and selling courses. We're gonna get there. And we will get there, and we want to help as much people as we can. People, we love you, and we want you to love yourself so you won't be in a position where you're begging people to stay with you.
Yeah, and also don't be afraid to send us emails because the email's there in the description. Y'all can send us email like, hey,
yes,
you know, I want to talk to you guys. It's okay. You know, that's our purpose is to reach out to help.
Yeah, reach out, contact us. Yeah, let us know. We're human. We're general people. You can just hit us up.
You get what I'm saying? And that being said, that's what I love about this podcast, KR Culture Radio.
We out. Peace.
Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.